Dear students, welcome back to Artificial Intelligence. We have seen what is artificial intelligence. So, in the artificial intelligence, what is the meaning of intelligence? The intelligence may be a human being or a machinery. So, what is that? Intelligence is the ability of a system to calculate, reason, pursue relationships and analogies, learn from experience, store and retrieve information from memory, solve problems, comprehend complex ideas, use natural language fluently, classify, generalize, and adapt new situations. That is intelligence. So, all these intelligence are blended in the program form or advanced program form and put into the machineries or computer programs. So then this artificial intelligence becomes very intelligent system because all these are involved in that. So now let us see what are different types of intelligence in brief. So you know that here already it is given, you can see the here linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence means the ability to speak how they are communicating, to recognize and to use mechanisms of phonology, speech, sound, syntax, grammar, and semantics meaning. So these are all called linguistic intelligence. You know, some narrators and all this, how beautifully they narrate, or the anchoring people do anchoring, and for example, you can see in uh, Little Champs or something in that how beautifully she does the anchoring and all these. It's a, how beautifully they express, how beautifully they themselves present. That is a linguistic intelligence. Then musical intelligence. Musical intelligence means it is the ability to create, communicate with, and understand meanings made of sound, different sounds, instruments, and all these we use. Then understanding of pitch variation in the pitch will be the high pitch, low pitch, medium pitch, and rhythm also. So many sarigamapa like that. This some rhythm they find in the music we find that is. So musicians, singers, composers, and all this want this kind of variations and all these musical instruments. So that's what musical intelligence. Then logical mathematical intelligence. It means the ability of use and understand relationships in the absence of action or objects. Or even we can say it is an understanding complex and abstract ideas. So you know that the ability to use and understand relationships in the absence of action or objects. Here action will not be there, objects will not be there. But with the ability only we have to understand. So that is what here mathematics and science do. In the mathematics we create the relationships and we understand also in science also through various experiments and all this we can do it. Then spatial intelligence is the ability to pursue visual or spatial information, change it and recreate usual images without reference to the objects. You know, the 3D films and all these you might have seen 3D images and animations and what transitions we apply. These are all what make the changes in the pictures. So it includes map readings, aeronauts, physicists, all these are into there in the here this spatial intelligence we can find in the various fields. Then body kinesthetic intelligence. It means what? It is the ability to use complete or part of the body to solve problems or fashion products, control over the fine and coarse motor skills, and manipulate the objects. The ability to use complete or part of the body. So when we are writing, we use our hands. When we are dancing, we use our entire body. And when we are playing, sportsmen and all this, they also use entire body. Even walking and all this catwalk, what walk, they people do, even fashion show and all this, that is there. So it is a control see that, but simply they don't do, they control their body and they use the energy or they use the technique. So that is called, it's a complete manipulation of the object. All the players, dancers, and what you are writing, this is also writing also your body kinesthetic intelligence. The intrapersonal intelligence, what is this? Within us, we have to make use of some intelligence, like machineries also do. Their thought, their fed. It is the ability to distinguish among one's own feelings, intention, and motivations. So we are not same. If there is a difference. Uniformity is there, then we don't differentiate. So it is the ability to distinguish among one's own feelings, their own feelings we have to distinguish. We have different feelings, right? Sometimes we feel very happy, sometimes we'll be unhappy or sad, or sometimes we feel depressed, or so many kinds of feelings are there. We have to understand what is this. When we are happy, when we are sad, when we are somewhat average, when we are mild, depressed, or unhappy, all this we have to understand within us. So machineries are also fed such kinds of knowledge. So you different kinds of persons you can find. So all sages and great personalities, their inner internal feelings are different. Then what next year kind of intelligence is? Intelligence we find in artificial intelligence. So interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal means between the different persons. Two or more persons will be there. So how best we understand the feelings of others. It is the ability to recognize and to make distinctions among other people's feelings, beliefs and intentions. So we have to distinguish between the feelings of different persons. Sometimes we have to see for that here we have to make use of empathy. Means we have to feel the feelings of others. How best we understand, like that machinery also should have that capacity that is being fed in the machineries in the form of advanced computer programs. So mass communication we do some interviews everywhere. Our tone cannot be same while conducting while attending interview or at home. What behavior you do among friends, what you are. Communication differs from situation to situation. While communicating mass communication or speech, it is different. In the interview, the tone will be different. At home, the tone will be different. Among friends, it is again different, like this. So, between the persons or among the different persons, when we are there, how we communicate, like that, that is different skill it is. This is called interpersonal intelligence. That is also there provided, added in the advanced computer programs that is fed in the artificial intelligence. So, artificial intelligence is here almost all these intelligence. So here that's why This is described by Howard Gardner as he is an American developmental psychologist. He says artificial intelligence is a multifold intelligence which includes all those what already we have discussed. Okay, now we'll see when all this intelligence we have to find in a particular machine or particular computer program. So what all it is composed of, what all it is involved, so what abilities are there. So those are reasoning, learning, problem solving, perception, linguistic intelligence. Here all these are there in the art- artificial intelligence. So let us see what is reasoning then. A different set of processes, different processes we follow. So why we have to follow we need to make the judgment and to arrive at a decision. Especially in business and all this, decision making plays very important role. So that we have to arrive means we should have the reasoning capacity. So many times, well in advance, we predict, even weather forecasting is and all this. They say tomorrow it may rain, or sometime tomorrow something will happen like that. It's a prediction. All these must be there. Even reasoning may be sometimes inductive or sometimes deductive. Inductive means it's a general in nature, general observation and general statement. Based on that, general statement is produced. But when it is deductive, it is a very specific or particular thing. The decision is made or some specific statement is given. So it is a very elaborate or a very deep study of the particular situation or object. So that is what here is reasoning. Then learning skill, it has it has been included in the artificial intelligence. Learning, it has to learn by itself. So what is learning then? It is the activity of gaining knowledge or skill by studying, practicing, and being taught or experiencing something. You know that here. We gain knowledge by studying. Very easy. If you don't study, you don't get any knowledge. You have to study it very often. And through study, we get skill also. With various kinds of techniques and all this, in itself, we are getting, acquiring, and practicing. So we have to so many times you have to practice. In childhood and all this, you practice the table. Then now also you are practicing for the examination, reading, rereading twice, thrice, like that. And we are to be taught. Even machineries also, they also have to be like that. They are made to learn. Then so many experiences also teaches us. So in for the machineries also. So most you can see is that most of the robots which are working, once if they do mistake, next time they don't repeat the same mistake. So it is because of the experience the robots learned what is wrong and what is right. Wrong things they never repeat. So this is called learning through experience. So here learning may be auditory learning, episodic, motor learning, observation may be perceptual, relational, or spatial learning. So auditory learning means listening and hearing. You students are listening, hearing. See, not only students are with their listening, hearing, even in film songs and all this, we are listening, hearing. So, and episodic learning. Episodic means orderly learning. In a particular, if some items, if you learn in order only, it has got a meaning. Take for example our life cycle. First we are a newborn baby, and then infant kid, school going child, then senior child, adult, youngsters, adult, old age, like this. These are the different steps in the life. In the same process, if you go through only some meanings we find. Otherwise, if it is like this, old lady, school going child, adult, like this, there is no meaning. You don't find any episodic learning. So every somewhere business decisions and all these episodic learning is very important. In a particular order only have to follow this certain process. Otherwise, we cannot produce anything. Then next is motor learning. Motor learning means movement of muscles. So maybe you are writing or whatever it may be, you are writing, dancing, all this. It causes movement of muscles. Even artificial intelligence also have that. The observation learning means watching and imitating the others. Most of the children, small kids and all, they imitate their parents to learn. Then next is perceptual learning. It is learning to recognize stimuli that one has been before. For example, identify and classify objects and situations. So perception it is. Already you know the experience. Based on that, this work current work you are doing. So that also becomes one of the learning because you remember the past thing. Based on past learning, you are doing present work. Then next is relational learning. It is a learning to differentiate among various stimuli on the basis of relational properties rather than absolute properties. For example, yesterday you added little extra salt to curry. You tasted it, it was very salty. Based on that, today you are thinking, let me don't add much salt to the curry, it will become very salty. Let us add little less salt to the curry. So because of the yesterday's experience, you are rectifying yourself. So the relation is established. Because of the yesterday, today or day made some changes. So that is what how you can find out the relation. Based on that, you can modify or change yourself. The next is pattern learning. So it is learning through usual stimuli such as images, colors, maps, all this. Take for example, a person can create roadmap in mind before actually following the route. Pattern learning, for example, we can apply to ourselves. From your home to your coming to college. Take for example, your home is at Haladi. Haladi to Shankarnarayana you have to come. Immediately you don't hear think only Haladi at your home and college. But in between you are thinking of the road. On what road you have to travel, just you are in front of your eyes, road map comes. So you highlight to in what way, just little small roadmap comes in front of your eyes, and then the college, Shankarana college comes. You don't dream of only two things, your home and college. In between, you are thinking of roadmap also. Then we'll see next aspect is problem solving. How best you can solve the problem. Problem means in business especially it is decision making. It is the process in which one pursues and tries to arrive at a desired solution from a present situation by taking some path which is blocked by known or unknown hurdles. So, in business, problem solving means decision making. So, we have so many alternatives. Take, for example, you are commerce students. Soon after SLC, you had so many opportunities. Would have gone for commerce, arts, science, some diploma courses. So many JOCs are there. So these are the different alternatives available for you. You have available among these here. What to select? What course is to be opted? Very difficult it is. Then also ultimately we selected commerce is a decision making. So like this, among the best alternatives, you have to selecting the best one. Among the various alternatives, you have to select the best one. So that is what here is problem solving. Then what is perception? It is the process of acquiring, interpreting, selecting and organizing sensory information. We have all five organs. Tense it is called. Tense means tongue, ear, nose, skin and eyes. These are all five sensory organs. So in humans, we use it. Again, in the domain of artificial intelligence, perception mechanism puts the data acquired by the senses together in a meaningful manner. In the artificial intelligence, sensors we find sensors are established within the body of artificial intelligence. With that, it can do the perception or sensing, right? Then next is linguistic intelligence. It is the ability to use, comprehend, speak, and write the verbal and written languages. So, a very language is very important for interpersonal communication. Only gestures, and we don't understand so many gestures easily. But language, we understand. So, it is a very good skill. It is when it we are using artificial intelligence. It is in the place of human beings when it is working. Obviously, it should have that higher linguistic intelligence. How best it learns is speaking with others and all this. That is to be there in the linguistic intelligence. Okay, now see, artificial intelligence is very important. So now at present, in future, what happens? Who knows? What are the different fields it is being used, or we can say application of artificial intelligence in which are field it includes. So it is used in healthcare to diagnose the patient, to endoscopy, laparoscopy, even for consultancy also. Nowadays online consultancy is there. You can here go through answer online consultancy also to get ailment, to get some advice for physical and mental ailments. I use it in education also. You are all using Google search and all this, and even learning ICT learning also what are uh, artificial intelligence. Even online learning also artificial intelligence because it is a need of the day. Without that, you cannot do. Then used in cyber security. So when criminals, they are if they escaped from the clutches of or from the from police, they have to be caught. To catch them, the forensic department make the portrait of a particular criminal. Based on portrait, using artificial intelligence, they develop the person, I mean person's picture properly. and it helps them to find the criminals. Okay, and then using information technology. What information technology we use in almost all, maybe your WhatsApp or computers or any mass media, all these abundantly we use artificial intelligence. Using online storage also. Some we store so many data in our computer and in our Google account also so many things we do. For that also artificial intelligence memory is required. So memory helps us to keep the online storage of records. Then artificial intelligence again it is used in weather forecasting. Weather forecasting where it is useful. You know that here very often the fishermen are warned not to move into the sea, this water. I mean sea and all this because of some heavy waves like this. It's a because it's the prediction well in advance. Then so many times we only ourselves, ordinary people, say that tomorrow it may rain like that. If it rains or not, we don't know, but it prediction we do in advance. What we are estimating it is called prediction. So it is used in weather forecasting because weather in all weather in weather forecasting almost well in advance they give the message to the public. That is what here is using weather forecasting. So this much enough, I think. Other things we'll study in the next class. And one more thing I want to tell you is only few students, 8 to 9 students are coming to the Google class. Most of the students have not come. If it repeats, you will not be given any attendance. Attendance we are taking based on the classes. Okay, thank you. We'll see in the next class.